Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, guys, welcome to Global Happenings today. We have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news read: Update on ileArugbo. Presidency takes stand between the Sarakis and Governor Abdulrasaq, who is the governor of Kwara State. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube. All right, the presidency has taken a stand between Kwara State Governor Abdulrasaq and the former Senate President Bukola Saraki over the recent demolition of the Arogbo, that's Old People's Home in iLorin, the state capital. It was learned yesterday. It was disclosed that the presidency has set up a private investigative committee to examine the circumstances that warranted the demolition and report to him. According to the source, President Buhari expressed concern about the crisis which has dominated the media in the last 2 weeks. The former Senate President and his younger sister, Gbemisola, who is the Minister of State for Transportation, has charged Governor Abdulrasaq for the demolition of the Old People's Home. The Saraki said it was an affront on the memory of their father, who was a Second Republic lawmaker, that's Senate President Olusola Saraki. But the state government refuted the allegation, saying the land which belonged to the state was illegally transferred to the late politician by the Bukola Saraki's administration. The state government explained that the demolished structure were not meant for residents, but a piece of land bought from an iLorin family for a proposed state secretariat extension by the defunct military administration of Brigadier General David Bami Boye. President Buhari's intervention was premised on his concern for peace, unity, and justice in Kwara, where power shifted from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress Party in the last gubernatorial election. Although the source said the president has notified the governor about the private committee, he could not ascertain if he had also informed Bukola Saraki. I suspect that the president wants to foster cohesion in the party and government by setting up the panel. I suspect that he has taken note of the reaction of his minister Gbemisola, who complained that the governor did not inform her before the demolition, despite being in the same party and government with him. I am sure the president wants peace in Kwara State. The PDP Stakeholder Forum in iLorin West local government area of Kwara State yesterday urged Governor Abdulrasaq and former Senate President Saraki to sheathe their swords over the Old People's Home. The politician advised the two eminent Kwara personalities to avoid escalation of the dispute trailing the demolition of the building. Addressing reporter in iLorin, the state capital, chairman of the forum, Alhaji Kadar Oba Ajara, appealed to Governor Abdulrasaq to toe the path of peace. He was accompanied by the party's chairman in the area, Alhaji Baba Akuta, and other PDP chieftains in the area. And according to his word, he said, our appeal is to the two combatants who are from iLorin West local government area to shield their sword. iLorin West is a prime local government in the state. If it goes haywire, it will reverberate throughout the remaining 15 local government areas. I urge our people not to allow self-centered people to turn our state into the center of violence. We all know what happened in Kogi State. We should maintain decorum. We should not be causing trouble. We don't want iLorin West to set Kwara ablaze. So we call on Governor Abdulrasaq to take charge to ensure peaceful coexistence and a harmonious relationship in all parts of the state, Ajara said. Another group, Kwara Elder of Thought, expressed support for Governor Abdulrasaq for approving the revocation of a piece of land which hosted the Old People's Home. In a statement yesterday in Ilorin by its chairman and secretary, Alhaji Baba Alusasa and Zakari Abdul Karim, the group hailed the governor for taking the action. We enjoined His Excellency to be rest assured that the progressive-minded Kwarians who championed the Otige Enough is Enough campaign in 2018-2019 are solidly behind him in his effort to move Kwara State and Kwarians out of bondage and slavery. We also urge the governor to take urgent steps to recover about 90 other properties so far identified to have been dubiously acquired by officials of the immediate past government. We have followed the argument of the parties concerned and have gathered adequate information on the ileArugbo recovery process. We also investigated the parties' claim and counterclaims and are convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that the Kwara State government, under the leadership of Malam Abdulrasaq, has taken the right decision by recovering the properties that rightly belong to the government and people of Kwara State, stated. All right, that's the news, and this issue is one issue that have brought about so much. Number one, it has awakened the consciousness of the fact that blood is thicker than water. We can say a reunion, despite the fact there is disparity in party, that's political party. The sister, the junior sister of Bukola Saraki has woken up from her sleep to realize the importance of peace in the family and is trying to join forces with the brother to see how they can fight the government. Don't forget that right now everything has been still on ileArugbo's side. Nothing is ongoing there because there is a court order to that effect. The issue has been taken to the court. But the presidency has expressed concern, and I believe the reason why he has expressed concern is the fact that Saraki was very instrumental to the success of the APC in Kwara State. Don't forget that she outrightly, frustrated the brother's effort by making sure he doesn't return to Senate again, saying that he was overly dubious. But unfortunately, the whole thing is turning against the family right now, and she is getting very angry, saying that she has been overly underestimated by Governor Abdulrasaq. According to her, she said that she was not pre-informed about any development, in respect to the demolition of the house. And it's really angry because that has to do with the family lineage, has to do with his father. It's not the possession of, Bukola Saraki. Don't forget that Bukola Saraki is almost at the verge of losing some of his property. And the sister never said anything about it when it all happened, but immediately had to touch the family, his father or her father. I believe she has a lot of respect for the father. She's waking up now, and the president is trying to see how he can quell the crisis because he knows that this woman is not just an ordinary woman, but a politician of huge repute. And if she turns against the presidency or turns against the governor, it means they may be struggling in the nearest future, between them again, and that's between APC and PDP. And I think that's why he is coming in. And with what is happening, I think that possibly, who knows, I'm preempting right now. I think it's going to be a case of giving another portion of Kwara State back to, for the building of the Old People's Home. Because as far as politics is concerned, the man, Abdulrasaq, is the chief security officer, is the owner, in real terms. Let's forget about English. In real terms, is the owner of Kwara State right now. So he would even let the president understand that if I have taken this stand, that place should be demolished. Nothing on earth can stop me from giving it. Instead of that, we will give them some level of consideration, maybe possibly giving them another piece of land somewhere, to kind of appease the sister of Bukola Saraki, Saraki. So the situation is getting tougher, but I believe that the intention of the president is to see how he can reintroduce peace into Kwara State, at least to ensure that they still have Kwara for keeps.
When they introduced this Otoge movement, Otoge means enough is enough in Yoruba language. When they started this Otoge movement on social media, Twitter, and the rest, it was actually enforced to frustrate the Sarakis, particularly Bukola Saraki. They felt that the Sarakis, particularly Bukola Saraki, they have been in rulership for long, and they have been taking a lot of their landed properties. They have been, converting the properties meant for the Quarans for their personal use. They even went dated it as far back as the father of Saraki, as during the time of the Saraki's father. It all began way, way, way back then. Okay, now that's the same stand that Abdulrasaq is taking. That's the governor of Kwara State, where he's saying, look, some of this property was actually earmarked for government use, but during the time of the Bukola Saraki's father, he turned the government property, made it to a personal property. So that is more like taking back what belongs to the people, from the Sarakis back to the people for their use. Now the Sarakis feel undermined. They feel that's not so. This property has always been ours, acquired by their father, and I could still remember that Gbemisola Saraki was at the forefront of this Otoge movement. She started it all. She was giving her push. It went viral then. And yes, well, Bukola Saraki lost his seat. He didn't retain back his seat again. But now, all this while when they were trying to get back some of the properties owned by Bukola Saraki, some in Ikoyi in Lagos, the sister hadn't reacted because obviously it doesn't concern her brother, but now she's reacting because it's concerning her father. And with all this fight and all that, she feels undermined, and I feel that's why the president is coming in to see how he can bring peace into the whole environment. But that is me. I, like my colleague has rightly said, if the government have taken a stand on ileArugbo, I do not think that particular land will be returned back to the Sarakis, except of course on court injunction. But other than that, it's a case of a win-win for the governor of the day.
All right, thank you very much. Please go to our comment section. Let us interact. What's your position on the intervention of the president in the case of Saraki and governor of Kwara State in respect to the demolition of the ileArugbo? That's where we'll leave it. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.